You gave your good spirit to instruct them. You did not withhold your manna from their mouths, and you gave them water for their thirst. Nehemiah 9 and verse 20. Nehemiah. Demystifying the Holy Spirit. Something amazing we are getting from here. You gave your good spirit to instruct them. I love that. One of the major reasons why many people make irreparable mistakes is because of absence of wise counsel. So in most cases, we depend mostly on our thought patterns, and especially on the persuasions of our minds, expectations of our minds, desires of our minds, and also greed and appetite of our minds. So, and you'll notice many other times when we implement that kind of a resolution, we like calling them resolutions, either we fail in a disgraceful manner, or we get hurt, we get wounded very much. And this is one of the major reasons for many people abandoning faith. Because you stood and you made a decision based on pressure or pressure, whichever, based on lifestyle demands, based on coercion, also based on the influencing forces around you, like demonic forces, parental or demands, society pressure, and to some extent, our spiritual pastors. So you find you are under pressure. But Nehemiah is praying to God, and he is referencing God to what he did in the wilderness with Moses. And he is saying, you give them your spirit, your good spirit. So the Holy Spirit is good to instruct them. Imagine a situation whereby you are under instructions of the Holy Spirit. You enjoy the divine counsel. The divine counsel. You enjoy the divine counsel, the best wisdom. And in this case, if you implement what you have been counseled by the Holy Spirit, either by audible voice or through intuitions and sensitivity, maybe through discernment and insight, to some extent spiritual intelligence, or through the word, or through a vision, or through a dream, or through a revelation, whichever way the Holy Spirit will use to instruct you. If you implement that instruction, whether you call it a guidance, but if you will obey that instruction, you will always see the power of God at work. Why? Because the Lord is looking at his word to bring it into fulfillment. For none of the words of God shall fail. Nehemiah 9 and verse 30. For many years you were patient with them, by your spirit you warned them through your prophets. Notice here, Nehemiah is saying, by your spirit you warned them through the prophets. So what is the case there? If the Spirit of God is at work in a believer's life, number one, divine instructions. You never do anything out of your own desire or persuasions or whatever it may be that will only lead you to error, that will only lead you to mistakes that you live to regret. The Holy Spirit instructs you. Number two, the Holy Spirit, according to Nehemiah 9 verse 30, warns you through the prophets. Notice here, even though nowadays we have prophets who are of their own making, and the prophets who mostly are pursuing very much their interest, their appetites, and their stomach. They are pursuing fame, recognition, and acknowledgement, and lifestyle standards and all that. So you notice the essence of their prophetic ministry is somehow amiss the purposes and the will of God. But here he is saying, by your spirit you warned them. When the Spirit of God is upon you, one of the things you enjoy is warning. What do I mean by this? It is the Holy Spirit that brings to you precautionary message. Warning. He alerts you of that which would lead to your doom. He wants you. The Holy Spirit comes upon you and rebukes you, reprimands you. You know, warning is like coming and tell a person, telling a person the reality or the result of what they are doing, so they can choose either to continue doing what they are doing already with the results on the table, or to abandon what they are doing so that these results will not come to manifest in their lives. For instance, they were worshipping idols, Baal of Peor. They were there, entangled themselves with Dagon, Asherah, Chemosh, Morek, all the gods of the Canaanites there. And the Holy Spirit was warning them through the prophets of those days. So the Holy Spirit will always be there to alert you of the looming danger because of the path you are walking in or on, so that you can abandon that path and go back to the crossroads and ask for the ancient ways and walk in them to find your rest and your peace. So the Holy Spirit in your life is a warning agent. Warning. And this generation, what they are lacking is the warning agent. They are freelancers. They are self-driven. They belong to themselves. So now we look here. Why did God give them His Spirit? Because it's a very big chapter to read. But why did God give them His Spirit to instruct them, and He gave them His Spirit to warn them? Two things: to instruct and to warn. Why did God give these people? These people were in the wilderness, and also the Israelites. Is because of covenant, the covenant of love. Why was God speaking with these people and gave them their spirit? Because there existed a covenant of love between God and Abraham, between God and Isaac, between God and Jacob. That's what we read in Exodus chapter number 2, towards the end, 23, 24, 25 there. He speaks of on God remembered His covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Even Deuteronomy 8, And verse 18 speaks of God confirming his covenant with their ancestors. So the Spirit of the Lord will come upon a person who has a covenant with God.